Hello, everyone. This is David Rothfeder again for session 3 of the first season of Night Witches. We are again just playing one mission an episode and really concentrating on the group. Last session I thought was a ton of fun. The drama really got ramped up. This week we have a new player. So, Jeroen, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please introduce yourself real quickly.
Hi, yeah, Dave. I'm Jeroen. I'm from the Netherlands, little town called Ede, far in the east. Yeah, I'm a software developer. First time I'm playing Night Witches, but I'm excited to see where it's going.
Awesome. Well, why don't we have a little bit of a recap from last session? I like doing it this style where we just kind of go around and start with somebody who says, hey, this is what I remember are the most important things. We go around and through that, we just really hammer out the important parts of the session before. Well, I remember something very important that happened to Dasha. So let's leave Dasha for last and start with Ira. Ira, what was important about last session?
God, there was a lot of injuries. I'm trying to remember. How we started, so that we can keep things chronological in the recap. But I'm having trouble remembering. They're blending together now because there's been a few sessions. So I'm trying to remember exactly what.
I believe it started with a mission debrief.
Okay, so we started off. It was. Let me go to that. So, yeah, aircraft 228 had been left behind with. Let's see. Pilot Hannah and navigator. Oh, who's the navigator? Was it Dasha? Was the navigator?
No, it was Sophia.
Sophia, that's right. Okay, they had been left behind. Their plane had gone down. And yeah, I remember we were all just getting yelled at, asking where the plane was, and Ira just didn't say anything. She just stood up and pointed on the map where the plane had gone down. Yeah, that's how we started off.
Do you remember who took the fall for that terrible mission?
Yeah, that was the junior lieutenant who always insists on leading the bombing runs. She had dropped early. What's her name? I barely remember that my character's name is Ira. So many names. I'm so terrible with names.
It's Valentina Arudina, wasn't it?
It's actually on the summary sheet. That's how I keep track of the NPCs too.
I know.
It was Lieutenant Valentina Arudina.
There it is. Yeah. Valentina Arudina. So she's been taken off by the NKVD. I was actually her navigator on that mission. So I didn't stick up for her because it actually legitimately was kind of her fault. We missed the target. So, and we were told pretty early on not to speak unless we were spoken to, and nobody asked my opinion anyway. So, yeah, that's how that went. But then, and then pretty much the next thing that happened is we'd gone to bed, and plane 228 actually came flying back.
Which is a great time to segue into Hannah. What do you remember from last session?
So I remember that Hannah was shot down with Sophia, the superstitious navigator that she explicitly didn't want to have in the mission, and through some ingenuity from her side, we fixed the plane and flew back. And then I also remember sharing the story of my Hannah kissed Ira on the mouth, something I remember. And then we drank I think it was petrol or something, like
It was pretty much straight ethanol.
ethanol, and shared wartime stories. And then a new pilot arrived, Polya, and I think she didn't make a very positive impression on the rest. She was very bullyish. And on the next mission, she made a mistake, I think. I don't know if she dropped the bombs too early.
No, we had successfully bombed, but then in order for our squad to like get credit and reputation among the enemies, she flew low to try and like showboat and got shot.
And then obviously during the debrief, because Hannah is a zealot, she used the fact to blame Polya for the failure. And then Hannah also told Dasha that she, because when Polya returned, it was in a flaming plane, or the plane crashed and combusted. Is that a word? And in any case, Dasha saved her by risking her own life. And then Hannah told her that she prayed for her. And told her that she is from a religious Jewish family, which is probably not a smart thing to do.
Okay, excellent. And then Dasha, what do you remember from last session?
Oh boy. Dasha did a lot of things last session. She kind of threw Lieutenant Erudina under the bus, and then felt guilty about it, so was like in a hurry to get rid of the NKVD people searching the barracks. And then
that will never come back to bite you in the ass.
Oh no, definitely not. Never. Let's see. The mission, yeah, Hannah came back. The mission actually went well, except for Polya's stunt that turned out very badly. And she went off the landing strip into a flaming hay bale, and that's how Dasha like pushed the plane away from it and was injured in the process. And she and Polya both spent most of the rest of the session in the infirmary, sniping at each other mostly. And then Dasha decided to go like get on Lieutenant Marova's good side and got a very heated, like angry lecture about risking your life. But that ended really well because they ended up kissing at the end of that lecture. So that was a really cool session as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, no, totally. No, I was like, yes, romance. Because nothing ever goes wrong in Powered by the Apocalypse when there's romance. So moving in, let me just respond real quick. So starting off, I have emailed all three of you guys a love letter which is a concept that is used by Apocalypse World that I love. And I think they're very appropriate because they're actually written by the people who you apparently care about. So why don't we go around reading our love letters and roll it and figuring out what happens with them? Would someone like to start?
Do you have the link to the dice rolling app?
I posted it earlier, but I can repost it.
Oh, I can see it. I see it.
So, Hannah, would you like to read your the letter you received?
Yeah, I got a letter from State Security. Dear Junior Lieutenant Ruttmann, we in State Security want you to find the mole in your unit. Roll plus guts. On a 10 plus, we have no evidence of wrongdoing and you are low priority. On a 7 to 9, we are starting to suspect who you actually had contact with while behind enemy lines. On a miss, we have discovered that you are Jewish and are using it against you. So, let's see. I'm using the purple dice. And my guts is, let's see, 0. I get a, oh wow, that is a 10.
Okay, so you received a polite request to, see if there is a traitor amongst your ranks. No apparent coercion at this time. Excellent. You work for some very nice people. Ira, would you like to go next?
Sure. Yeah. We didn't specifically go over. Polya bled all over the humpback, and so to repay what's her name?
Morova,
for the ethanol that we got earlier that we did mention. I was tasked with reupholstering humpback. So you need to know that for this letter to make sense. Dearest Ira, I am so proud of the work you are doing defending the motherland from those Nazi bastards. I find it funny, though, that your patch job on humpback has caught the attention of one of those sheepdogs that are always hanging around. Those are the dogs that we used to keep birds off the runway and whatnot, I think, right?
Yeah, the livestock.
Yeah. The dog has made its home in the new seat. So I need to roll plus guts, which is a -1. So this will go great. Well, it would have been a 7, except I'm at a -1, so it's a 6. Which means I get to choose 3 out of these 4 options. The dog is sick and frightened, or mean and bites, dirty and smells foul, or is loud and has been distracting the mechanics from doing their jobs. So 3 out of those. Well, I don't want humpback to smell, so that'll be the one that I won't pick.
Okay, so you have to deal with a dog that has been annoying all of the mechanics, is biting anyone that gets near it, and, well, honestly is sick and frightened, which, makes sense for all of this. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you have a dog to deal with now. So the way marks work is when bad things happen, usually as the result of a move, you have to choose a mark from your character sheet, and it basically determines something that we have to work into the fiction. Some of them are pretty neutral, but as you go down, you run out of those neutral ones and start going into some pretty dark territory there, such as loved ones dying, or the last one, or there is one that says you die. So it is basically a dark fate mechanic that pushes you towards them. But you don't start off with any marks yet because you're a new character. They'll come up in play. Finally, Dasha. You're muted.
Yeah, I couldn't get the mute button to appear to click on it. All right, let's see. Dearest Dasha, my mind has thought nothing of our magical kiss, and while I burn to feel your caress again, I have discovered that someone saw us in the hangar. Roll plus luck. On a 10 plus, it was one of your squad mates. Choose who. On a 7 to 9, it was Senior Lieutenant Portova. She is a stern woman, and I do not know how she will react. On a miss, it was one of Major Usilov of State Security's men, who would surely start an NKVD investigation. I cannot wait until you are in my arms again. And all right,
I wrote a love letter that was actually a love letter.
An actual love letter. 11. Yes.
Nice.
No NKVD yet. Well, they already don't like me, but
They don't like you, but they don't have anything specific on you yet.
right.
So who saw you?
Which is more interesting? It was Ira while she was trying to patch the seat.
Ira, how did you respond when you saw this passionate kiss between Morova and Dasha?
I think she's worried about her squad mate and the trouble she might be getting herself into. Would be the main response.
Okay. Awesome. Yaron, how are you doing with character creation?
Okay. I'm pretty much done except for the regard.
Okay.
Can't really choose anyone yet.
Yeah, we
It's
can
a
come
combat
back.
or aircraft, right?
Yeah, we can deal with the regard later. But why don't you introduce your character real quick?
So my character is. Let me arrange my screen so I can deal with more than one thing at a time.
Completely understand.
So my character is Vera. Vera Gromova. She's a sergeant, a raven, and a dreamer.
Ooh.
So she usually wears a rakish uniform. Is pretty muscular. Has a very lively face. There's a lot of life and imagination in her. And she comes from Chelyabinsk in Siberia, far, far off, and writes to her daughter, who's also named Marcia. And she has a single move, and that's to hell with death. I mean, she dreams of going back to her daughter, and if anyone else has to suffer for that, well, so be it.
Ooh, nice. So, excellent. Why don't I ask you a couple of questions so that we get an idea of who Vera is, and then we'll jump into the actual gameplay. What job do you prefer, pilot or navigator, and why?
Pilot, because I can control my own fate, or at least that's what she thinks is.
Control her fate as a pilot. I spelled pilot wrong, but whatever. Okay. Uh, when has your sexuality gotten you into trouble?
Um, when has my sexuality got me into trouble? When Vera refused in advance of a superior officer, would that?
Oh, absolutely.
That would work, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, maybe you were supposed to be in the 586 Fighter Regiment, which is the more glorious co-ed regiment. And since you spurned that advance, no, you got transferred.
Yeah.
You got transferred into the bomber unit that is horribly understaffed and horribly undersupplied.
Yeah. Totally.
Ooh, I think you spurned a general.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because that was. Yeah, that sounds good to me. When we search your footlocker, what surprising thing do we find?
I think that's a good question. I think what surprising thing there's a yeah, her what you will find there are letters from her husband, or no, not her husband, her mother, that she would that she asked to stop writing letters to Marcia because she died.
Oh, revealing that your daughter is actually dead.
Yes.
Man, that could get you kicked out for psychological instability. Which, here's a way for you to get out some of that frustration. What happened the last time a crowd of brother airmen wolf whistled in your direction?
Let's see. I walked up to them and poured my drink on the first one.
Okay. Two more. Yep, I'm doing it. What did the Soviet state take from you?
And my daughter.
Yeah, I know. I kind of telegraphed that answer. And then lastly, who do you routinely see from your brother unit, the well-equipped all-male 218th Night Bomber Regiment. Where do you see them and why?
It's probably my he's someone I looked up to when I was a kid, and he's like an experienced pilot there. Just probably like someone who was like from the same village. Like he is the reason why I'm a pilot.
So you maybe enlisted together?
He was enlisted first, since he's quite a few years older.
Was he your child's father?
That's a good question. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Let's go with Sergey. And last name. Where are the last names? Male names, female names, revolutionary names. Oh, here we go. Surnames. And where are you able to catch up with them?
That's a good question. I think not. Oh, where, right?
Yeah.
A good question. Because are we stationed where? What kind of place are we stationed at?
This is basically a farming field that has been cleared away to make a runway, and you're using it as an Air Force base. So everything is pretty temporary. Hence the flaming hail bales as landing lights.
Ah, yes. I suppose at one of the barns.
Okay,
like the smaller. It's not like that's like a barn, but more like a shack.
Yeah, he'd be at a different base, but
Okay.
probably close enough. So he kind of sneaks. You have a barn that you guys sneak off to.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry that took a little bit longer to get us rolling on this, but I think we've got everyone in place. Let's start with Ira. Morova just is pissed, comes and finds you and is like, "What did you do to my goddamn plane? One of those fucking dogs is living in the damn thing now, and it won't shut up, and it's biting at anybody who gets near it."
Okay. Okay. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it.
Now remember, you just saw what Morova's dirty laundry here. In case you want to go that route.
No, not yet. Not yet. I guess keep in mind. Yeah, I mean, Ira grew up on a farm. She doesn't really have a problem with going and killing a dog that if an animal isn't doing its job, then
Oh.
we know what to do with it.
So are you going over to Humpback?
Yeah. Is there like a water hose that could reach that I could like spray in it to drive it out of the plane? So I just finished getting blood off of those seats. I'm not going through all that again.
Yeah, I don't know how. Me personally, I don't know how available hoses were. I know there is definitely a rubber shortage, so I'm gonna go with the themes of scarcity and saying no. There's not just like random hoses. Most hoses are used for like engine. Basically having fuel go from for planes and engines and stuff like that. Not really just like water hoses.
All right. I'll probably just try to grab something, a wrench or something, and just start banging on a metal strut, something to make noise, and try to drive it out. And
yeah, it's you're trying to scare it, and it just barks and growls at you. You try to look to see what's wrong.
I mean, I'm trying to assess the whole situation. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is there? I can tell you what the dog looks like, or you can roll eyeball, which will give you, more detailed things.
Okay, sure, I can roll.
Sorry, just that sounded like an eyeball situation, so I figured, hey, why not use the move?
Sure. Where are my handouts? Eyeball. A skill?
Mm-hmm.
So an 8.
An 8. So you get to ask one question.
Okay. Okay. How can I get this dog out of Humpback?
So the dog is basically you can see it's missing part of its ear and it's scabbed over and it looks like it's got matted fur that's it's a gray dog, kind of shaggy, but it's got these brown patches. This is a dog that probably was in a fight and is looking for a place to try to heal up, and that's why it's being so nasty, is because it's it's basically injured and afraid and is basically it's a scared injured animal, which makes it way more dangerous.
So any idea on how to get it to voluntarily get out of? I don't need it to stay out. I'm going to shoot it. I just needed to get. I just don't want to shoot it while it's sitting in my brand new seats.
Yeah, that's the conundrum. Is you don't want to get more blood on there because then you'll have to reupholster it again. But yes, that was not the question that you asked. So.
But I did. I said, "How?"
I'm sorry. You did ask, "How can I get them to leave?" So basically, you have to convince the dog that you're not a threat, and that you do not want to take advantage of its injuries, and then it will voluntarily let you move it.
Okay. Okay. So I think I'd got to go looking for some scraps of food or something that I can leave for it outside the plane, and then I'll just sit and wait.
Okay, so you're going to be going looking for some more food. That sounds like a scrounge roll. But in the meantime, let's go over to the Hannah. So Hannah, you just received that very formal request to find a trader. How do you respond? I was in letter form. And let's say there was instructions to destroy the letter.
Mm-hmm. I think I keep it.
Ooh.
And hide it somewhere. The name on the letter was actually redacted.
I did that more for flavor than
Okay.
anything else.
And I think she gets paper and I don't know, like a pen, and sits somewhere in the sun where she's alone, with a back to a barrack or something. I just read that it's between June and August, so I assume it is warm weather and pleasant outside.
Yes. It is between June and August. I think I said the wrong months before. That's why I was looking at the training duty station. Yes, it is between June and August.
And in any case, she writes a letter to herself.
Okay. What are you writing to yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to contemplate and I don't know, like work through what I lived through, and mainly the struggle between having all these women being her comrades in a fight that she wants to win, but also her desire to be true to the party and to root out any counter-revolutionary elements, and that is just a struggle that she's dealing with.
Okay. This is a little bit outside of the how the move is normally written, but I'd be willing to consider this a reach out if you'd like to. You're kind of reaching out to yourself, but
it's a bit weird. But when I picked who I choose to write a letter to, I didn't know that it has an actual benefit for myself or for the party.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, would have probably. I thought it was a nice flavor because she's very self-centered and egoistic and trusts no one.
Yeah, and I think it's fine, and I think I like the fiction that really you're trying to come to terms with your different desires. So you're kind of having like each side of your desires reaching out to each other. So I'm okay with it if you'd like to.
Mm-hmm. I very much like to. And so the move says to roll plus nothing. Is it true? Yeah.
Yep, it's plus nothing.
Let's see. Take the purple one today, bring luck. And this is an 8.
An 8. So choose one. Oh, by the way, everyone should be at 0 harm because you did skip a mission. Skip a mission. We're still doing the same 6 missions, but you had a night off.
I think the smart thing to do is to add 1 to the mission pool. What is the interesting? Change the target and or tone of a currently filled regard slot. I go with a mission pool.
Okay. So what do you come to? How do you kind of sort of come to terms with your need to be loyal to the state and root out traitors, and your feelings of loyalty to your squad? What conclusion do you come to?
I think the conclusion is that I have to steel myself, and that what I'm like, the struggle I'm living is just a past struggle of my bourgeois upbringing, and that shouldn't get into the way of me being very vigilant against anyone, even if it's Dasha or Ira.
Okay, excellent. Let's go to Vera. So Vera, you were in Section 3C, and they said due to an injury that in Section 1A they would like you to work with them, and tonight you will be flying with the newly recuperated Squad 1A, which you've been hearing some pretty wild rumors. One of there were two women competing to be squad commander. One of them turned out to be a traitor. The other one got shut down behind enemy lines. You were there when she mysteriously flew home, a hero. But their very next mission, they had a new pilot, and she got shot to hell. When pulling some weird stunt. Wow. Lot of rumors coming from 1A.
Yeah, great. It's not a life being scorned. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I have a choice if I go or not. So yeah, Fer just accepts it. I mean, she's convinced that she'll make it out of here, even if the world burns. She'll get back to her daughter.
Okay. Well, what would you like to do after finding out you're being temporarily reassigned?
Well, I mean, gotta bite the dog, or bite the head off the dog, and go to like the section leader is Hannah, right?
Yes. She was the one who was caught behind enemy lines.
Okay, well, that's a good one. Let me introduce myself officially as a new part of 1A, and hey, got to see the hero, right? Did she get a medal for that? Is that how that works? Or?
So medals are part of an advancement.
Okay.
So the way it works in fiction is basically they can't just assign medals. They basically put in the application, and when a person advances, if they chose that, then they get the medal. After the state has approved the medal be awarded.
Of course. So yeah, Vera will probably go and see if she can find Hannah and officially introduce her and congratulate her for coming back from death's door. Yeah,
so it's a little before sunset in your little bit of recreation time, and there's Hannah outside enjoying the sun, and it looks like she's writing something.
Okay. So yeah, Vera walks up, and you're Hannah Brutman, right?
Are you standing in the sun, so that the shadow falls off Hannah, or are you standing beside her?
Basically, yeah. She's not. She is. Yeah, why not? She is definitely in the. You're in the shade, and she's in the protecting you from the sun.
So Hannah puts down her paper, sighs a little bit, and then gets up, straightens her uniform, and shakes your hand, I guess.
Okay. Well,
I'm Junior Lieutenant Rudman, and you are?
fair. Fair.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, of course you did. Come over, but you can call me just Fair.
So, just Vera, have you looked around already? Tell you
No,
something.
not yet. I thought, hey, I'd go and see the hero who came back from death's door. I mean, it's not something you hear from every section.
Now, it is important, Vera, you have been, at this base for,
Yeah.
at least a week or so. Like, you have been flying as part of a different squad. It's just, who you're flying with has changed.
Yeah, but still, we really haven't actually met officially, so I can say hi.
Why
After
have
all,
you
we'll
been?
be flying.
Why have you been? What's it called? Rescheduled to our squadron.
Well, I heard you need capable people. I'm one of them.
So, and I think Hannah walks around you to have a good look. So you are a capable person. Let's
I am.
let's see tonight how good you really are. Do you have a? So one out of character question: did Vera then also fly our planes? No, they have their own planes, I guess.
So yeah, 3C had a different selection of planes. Vera, however, will be in one of your planes.
So you're capable pilot. Let's see how you do with difficult planes then.
Oh, difficult. I like a challenge. I'll take you up on it then.
Yeah, and Anna puts her letter inside her uniform and says, "Come on then, let's prepare for the night."
Let us do that then.
So Dasha, one of Mirova's mechanics comes up to you and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, Mirova is on the warpath. Apparently, she's not happy about something you did to 51 when you were getting it out of the fire, and she's insisting you fix it. Look, we're all going to lunch or to dinner. Deal with it, please. She's driving us all nuts.
Yeah, I heard there was a dog in it. Yeah, okay. So I'll go see what's up.
So yeah, you go into the hangar and Mirova just basically surprises you right up against the wall. Passionate kiss. Like you get the feeling she was driving everyone away so she can get some alone time with you.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's cool with me, and I kind of like I suspected that she just wanted to talk to me about something because I had noticed that Ira kind of was giving me a very weird look earlier today, and I had sort of wondered but yeah, it's not about that, so that's cool. So yeah, you didn't You didn't need a crazy story to get me to come here.
Yes, but we don't want suspicion.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, I know that it took a little longer for the pilots to get here, but we saw the NKV likes to get pretty is not okay with fraternizing.
Yeah.
They're I don't know who put a stick up their ass, but they're looking for any way to tear down this unit.
Yeah, I didn't realize how serious they were until a couple days ago. I don't want any trouble with them. I don't know. I may possibly have made some trouble with some of them, but I don't think higher ups. Nothing to do with you. Sorry. Yeah. It was. I just offended some of them. It's not. I don't think I made them suspicious, and it was just like
They're.
So
I don't know.
Yeah, they might be extra nosy.
Like, I don't know. They seem to find the pettiest things to cause issues over.
Yeah.
Just be careful. I'd hate them to send you to Siberia.
I'm from Siberia, but I don't want to go to that part of Siberia.
It's the bad part of Siberia.
Yeah,
which
right.
Is like 98% of it.
I was gonna say there's so many good parts of Siberia, right?
But there's so much Siberia. Most of it is
Yes. I'll be very careful. I should. Yeah, I'll keep my head down in the future.
good. They even I know that, with them it's better to act like a good wife.
Yeah. That's exactly how they want you to act, right?
Unless they want you to act like a good soldier. It's like they're schizophrenic or something.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell which they want at any given time. But yeah, I'll try harder to keep them from getting suspicious.
So I'm going to cut, and we'll come back to you and Morova, because Ira, you left among all of basically Morova's tirades to find some food for that dog.
Yes.
So there's not a lot of extra food going around. So that sounds like a scrounge roll.
Okay. 10.
10. So you get to add 1 to the mission pool, plus you get to choose. No, you don't have to choose anything. You just add to the mission pool. Hey, you guys are building up a pretty nice mission pool. So yeah, you go to the kitchen, and you're one of the cooks are like, we'll give you a bit of extra, like, just scrap meat, like, kind of the bat, the gristly parts on the bone. They're like, hey, if this puts Morova in a better mood, we're all for it.
They can even offer to bring it back when I'm done with it.
They look at you funny.
Or if they want some, some German Shepherd or not German Shepherd, sheepdog for the
they
for
look
the
at you really funny. Is it state approved sheepdog? I'm not sure if we're allowed to serve that.
I guess we can feed it to the other dogs.
There.
I'm leaving.
Wow.
I'm on my way out. Just shrug.
Yeah, you hear some whispering from behind you, like, what the hell was that? Is she gone nuts? So you've got the little bits of scrap to give the dog.
Okay, and yeah, so some scraps of meat, maybe a bowl of water too. Lay it out, outside the plane, and then back off.
Well, when you get back, you see Dasha and Morova are really close together again.
I'll start like whistling a tune or something so they hear me coming, but they need to be a lot more careful. I'm gonna have to have a talk with Dasha.
Dasha.
Yeah, whistling and kind of edge away and like probably jump and look, I probably look pretty guilty or and like turn. Oh, hi, Ira. What you looking for?
Just got a date with my boyfriend, and I point to Humpback.
Oh, are you finally getting that disgusting animal out of there?
I hope so. Wish me luck.
So yeah, you give. I assume you give the dog to the bone to the dog.
Yeah, I'm like laying it out on the ground outside of the plane so that it has to come out to get it, and that's when I'll shoot it.
So Dasha and Morova are there, and they it smells it, and it's like trying to get up out of the cockpit, but its back legs are having a real problem, and you don't think it's having trouble like actually getting out of the plane.
Damn thing could climb all the way up there. Now it can't get out. God, I don't want to get bit.
It seems to be friendlier.
Right.
You could like. No, I'll go up and I'll take my jacket off and I'll just like, here, throw this over its head so it can't bite you, and just drag it out. It might claw, but at least it won't bite.
Okay. Well, I'll maybe take the food and kind of climb up closer, and then maybe throw some of it to it, and then.
Yeah, it kind of gives a whine and starts gnawing at the bones. It's probably been a while since this dog had anything to eat.
Sure. And yeah, I'll just see if I can get close enough to like help lift it to jump out of the.
Yeah, you can help it out. It
Okay.
actually, when it's wrapped up in the jacket, it's like shivering and whining, and it's like it obviously thinks that you're helping it out.
Sure.
I mean, you rolled a 10 on a scrounge. You got exactly what you needed.
Right. Okay. Once it's out,
Are you actually going to kill it?
I mean, now that I'm this close to it, does it look like it could make a recovery, or?
Well, I mean, it is. Well, I mean, you're not. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I am the. I've taken care of injured animals before. That's why I'm good at this.
Yeah. You have that move. Well, why don't you give it some bedside manner?
All right.
Like, describe what you're doing to like see how the dog's actually doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just giving it, it's eating. I'm giving it the food, getting it some water, and while it's, that's giving me a chance to actually get a closer look at the wounds and all that. And let's see if it's gonna make it or not. Ooh, it does not look good. Snake eyes. So yeah. I don't know what that means as far as my move goes, but I think it's bad for the chances of this dog surviving Ira's treatment.
There is nothing wrong with this dog that a good meal and a hot bath won't solve.
I mean,
looks like you made a friend, Ira.
Is that what it means? I don't know.
No, that was in character. I have no idea what it means out of character.
Yeah, I mean, so when you say there's nothing wrong with it, so it's just dirty and it's not injured, or
that's what you think. There is nothing wrong with this dog that a hot bath and a good meal won't solve. Now, what the actual truth is very different.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, I mean, I guess I assume the problem's taken care of, and
I mean, are you adopting this dog?
I don't think I want a dog that I have to take care of. Not really, no. I mean, if it's going to be okay and can go back with the other dogs, or if I think that it's going to be okay and go back with the other dogs, then I guess I wouldn't shoot it. But I'm not looking to adopt a dog.
So you just put it down and let it go?
Yep. I assume that we got it out of the plane and we solved the problem.
Well, now I know what it's going to do. Okay. Well, it is time for the briefing. So, Hannah, as section leader, you are obviously called in first. So why don't we assign people to the planes?
Yeah, I'd like to request that the fourth plane is also used. Is that possible?
You could request that it's used instead of one of the other planes, but you're still going to have 6 people. There's not going to be the 8 people to fly a fourth plane. Right.
Yeah, I'm not giving Vera the cursed plane if we have 3 perfectly functioning planes. So then I'm going with a running gag of Dasha not flying.
Dasha, it's a good thing you're getting action on the side, because otherwise I think you would be like ready to strangle Hannah.
And I'm putting which is the wild one? That's Ira's. No, Ira has to be in the humpback. So Vera gets the lazy one. 2, 5, 6. Hannah's flying with Dasha. And then we have 2 sergeants, I think, Udina and what's the other one?
Yeah, actually, Sophia is recovered.
Okay,
so she can fly again.
It's so funny to have Sophia and Vera in the cursed plane, because Sophia is superstitious.
Oh, you're going to put them in the cursed plane?
No, I'm not. It would be funny. No, so Vera and Vera as the pilot and Sophia as the navigator in 256.
Okay. And then that would leave Ira's navigator being, let's see.
Yeah, with Sergeant Rudina and Sergeant Kurdina, I think.
Yeah, I think Rudina is the one who's going to remain with you guys.
Okay.
At least for now. We'll come up with some more personality for Rudina later. But right now, they're basically just names. So who's going to be leading the attack run?
I mean, Hannah has to do it herself, I guess.
And who's going to be your navigator or your wayfinder?
We had a lot of success with Ira being the wayfinder.
So Ira is going to wayfind. And then everyone else is Vedomaya. Remember, if you're Vedomaya, you can take over the consequences for anything that goes wrong, so that the pilot doesn't have to. We also have plenty of mission pool this time. And remember, it is a use it or lose it type of scenario. Anything that's not used is going to go away. But tonight's mission, you find out, is wrong document. You're going to be doing some precision bombing of the railroad crossing at sorry about that. Can someone shut up that dog? The railroad crossing at Vikiyama denying the junction. There is a dog coming up to Ira.
I mean,
A friend of yours?
if it's gonna be a problem, I can take it out back and shoot it.
There's like Olga looks pissed, but people are murmuring like, killing the dog. Why are you just gonna kill a dog for barking? It's coming up to you and is like everyone's looking at Ira.
I mean, I look at the officers. I can go shoot it. Other than that, I can't control it.
Just don't let it interrupt the briefing. We don't care if you've befriended a dog, is one of those local dogs, as long as it's not going to be an issue for the mission. So go tie it up, whatever go tie it up, and get right back here. So so you're going to be denying this junction to the rolling stock is an urgent request from the 40th Army, who intend to retake it. By the way, Ira, what are you actually doing to the dog?
I mean, I'll take it out and I'm just gonna kind of shrug and look at it. Is there some rope I could tie it up somewhere with?
I'm gonna say that yeah, you could probably just scrounge it off of like a spare hay bale, like use some twine.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tie it up, and I'm just telling it. I'm like, look, you're running out of chances. You keep causing me problems.
It's as if you failed a roll. So you tie it up?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tie it up, and I'm just threatening it
Okay.
the whole time with death. Yeah, but it's
smiling and wagging its tail at you. So you're so this was a request from the 40th Army, who intend to retake the area and quickly put the rail line back in service. So essentially, you're basically trying to disrupt some rail lines that the Germans have co-opted from Russia. so that the infantry can come in, retake the area, and start using the rail lines for themselves. So let's go out and start flying.
Yeah, I think Anna goes to Vera before before the mission and says, "Hey, expert."
Yeah.
You have our lazy plane, which is the slowest, but for precision bombing, it's also the best. So I thought, I hope you you make your bombs count.
Do I know if she telling like true or that she's messing with me?
You can eyeball Hannah.
Mm-hmm. I would like to, yeah.
Okay, so you roll plus skill.
Okay, that's 0. Let's see. How does it work?
You basically highlight 2 dice and you hit reroll.
Okay.
I don't know why there's so many dice on the screen. We really only need 1 set.
All right, okay. Now it works.
Okay, it looks like you got a 10. So you basically, within this scene, get to ask, and it doesn't have to be right away, but 2 questions from that list. And you can change pronouns if you need to.
Okay. Basically, how can I get Hannah to respect me?
Well, first of all, Hannah is telling the truth. The slow planes are actually especially useful in this situation, and I mean, from her, I don't know, from what people talk, maybe, or in any case, you know that she is a fanatic communist. So one way to earn her respect is to know something about Marxism, Leninism, or just be an awesome pilot. That would also work.
Okay. Great.
By the way, can I change the? Can I make Vera be the lead? Because fictionally it would make sense. She's the Anna made the decision before she knew what the mission was.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want Vera to be the lead on the attack run, that's fine. Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll be lead on an attack run, and you'll be Videma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the other question would be, well, of course, I will always do my best, utmost best. And if you say, or if you need me to fly even better, I can.
We talk after the mission. Until now,
Yes.
It's only words.
Very true. I'll prove you that you that you have a use for me. We've still got 1 question left.
I mean, you can hold it. I will give you shit anyways in the future. So.
Okay. I'll hold it.
Okay. Perfect. Well, let's get flying. Ira, you are wayfinding, so why don't you roll?
That's plus skill. I think. I think I have 0 in. Yeah, so that's a 4. Wow. That's not good. What happens when you just fail?
So either the entire mission is scrubbed, and you return in shame, or on a miss, either scrub the mission and return in shame, or strike the target late and alone, forcing you to make your own attack run. Planes relying on your navigation can either choose which miss condition.
So basically everyone either shows up at a different time, and so they're each on their own, or they just head back. It's pretty bad. I guess we will just spend 3 of the mission pool and turn that into a 7.
Wow.
Man, you guys
Right?
are noticing that that Ira is wasting a ton of fuel, to get you to the mission. That's pretty wasteful. Hey, Hannah, isn't that something that maybe a traitor would do? I'm just saying.
Wow.
But now it's time for the attack run.
So we're finally there?
Well, you're getting there on time.
Yeah.
But man,
Okay.
you really zigzagged a lot, and that's a big drain on the fuel reserves.
Well, ups the ante, I suppose. So yeah, how does
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That was only a 7. Ira, you still need to choose a consequence.
Good point. They're waiting for you. I guess me and my navigator will take 1.
No one ever chooses enemy fire. It's as if you're afraid to get shot.
Well, you let us heal up is why. If we were more banged up.
So it's you and Radina are taking 1 harm apiece.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I think this is coming in as a huge argument that like Radina's like, you're lost, I'm not lost, you're lost, what the hell is going on? And you're just arguing the whole time, and it's stressful. That's like, and it's not helping you find your way. But it's time for an attack run.
that's me, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 3.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this.
Oh damn.
So on a miss, you either and you get to choose. You get to attack, abort the attack completely, or you can press on by tempting fate.
So let me see what tempting fate is.
We did twice. The first time I got shot down, and the second time Polya got shot down. But
No, Polya only got
did it.
shot by a bullet. The plane was
Oh,
fine.
it's for Mother Russia. You have to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm tempting fate. I mean, I did say I could do it, so yeah, I'm pressing on.
Okay. So roll tempt fate. So you drop your first bombs, and Yeah, basically, the timing is off. The bombs are dropped late, but you're basically saying, nope, we can recover from this, and doing another pass. And remember, you do multiple runs as part of a mission, so like, if you can make it up on a future run, that that's not necessarily an issue. But you're still in charge of the bombing run, so
yeah. Okay, I'll re-roll that.
By the way, Anna is flying next to Vera. What's the term? Vidoya or something?
Yes. Vidomaya or something like that.
Okay.
Maya.
It's basically wing person.
Okay. Nice. So the next roll is a 7.
Okay. So that's a lot better. So you are able to recover this bombing run, but not without a cost. Yeah, I'm gonna say, you've lost the element of surprise. So completing this mission, all the planes will have to take enemy fire.
Well, I mean, so be it.
Okay. So I want each plane to choose one person to roll the enemy fire move, whether it's the navigator or the pilot. So basically, if it's the pilot doing it, it's basically the pilot's dodging. If it's the navigator, then it's the navigator basically saying, "Hey, look, go around this way," and like navigating out, too hard to hit, places where the fire is more, where it's easier to dodge the fire. So, Dasha, are you rolling enemy fire, or is Hannah?
I'll roll.
Okay.
That's a 5.
On a miss, I might choose 3, or choose something more horrific. You're an adventurer, right, Dasha?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm totally choosing for one of your 3. So I'm gonna say that your plane is damaged. There's casualties on board, and you and your fellow airwomen are marked. So your plane is damaged, as we're going to mark it damaged. It can still fly for now, but it's going to need to be fixed before it can fly again. You have to split 5 harm between you and your co-pilot, however you'd like.
And I made the roll, so I'll take the 3.
And when you have to land the plane, it triggers a wheels down. And then you both also choose a mark. Yes, that was mean of me. I acknowledge that. So yeah, basically, you're now, remember, Vidama can spend their hold to take some of that consequence away. But effectively, what happened was basically you were turning around for a bombing run, and a flak shot just tore up the entire plane. Shrapnel basically flung up through the cockpit. The wings are damaged, the frame's damaged. It's an ugly situation. So Ira, I would suggest you roll take enemy fire, because the other option is an NPC, which is pretty much I get to decide what happens to you.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 13.
Nice.
Okay, you're good. And then we have Vera.
Yeah. That's a 5.
Hey Dasha.
Yeah.
You know how you advance?
Yeah.
Your plane's going down. In
5.
addition, I'm
It's
going to say
isn't it a 6 because don't you have a 1? This is
On
plus
luck?
luck.
Okay, yeah, 6.
So you
6.
could,
So-
you
So
could
you
use the
choose
1.
so you choose 2 consequences instead. I still highly recommend the make a plane
I mean,
go
the
down.
6 is still a 6, right?
You'd still have to use 1
I'm
mission.
sorry.
pool,
That's
so-
a 6, not a 5, or not a 7. So yeah, I still get to choose 3. So
But Vera could use a point from the mission pool.
Yeah, that was my point.
oh yes,
Okay.
You have the
there still
option.
is a point in the mission pool.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
so this is a good point to use it, right?
Yep. Unless someone's planning on tempting fate after this, this will be the last roll of the mission.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, there's still a wheels down roll that needs to happen.
Oh, yeah, right.
So we tempted fate. Does that give us a chance to roll another attack run, or that was the attack run?
The rules aren't very clear. I have just been saying a successful tempt fate is a successful attack roll.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna like spend the mission pool then.
Okay, make it a 7, so you get to choose 2 instead of me choosing 3.
So let's say I am a fellow airman are marked, and I mean you already established kind of the fiction, so another plane in your section goes down.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of pushing for that. So
here you go.
So you and Sophia are marked.
Yeah, and I have to move that if I get marked, someone else gets marked.
You can have someone get marked instead. Someone else get marked instead. Who would you
Exactly.
like to be marked? You have 4 options because you cannot. I'm going to say you cannot mark Sophia here.
Oh, that's
There's
fine.
a reason why.
I mean Hannah, I suppose.
That's 2 marks for Hannah. Okay. So before everyone chooses their marks, Hannah, you have to roll a wheels down maneuver in order to land the plane all right.
So we have returned from the mission and we're trying to land on our airstrip.
Yeah, it wasn't a glowing success. You only got, it was basically you only dropped a couple of successful bombs, but it will do. It'll do. Obviously, you're not going back out there after this, but your plane is fucked up to all hell. This is a tricky landing.
All right, let's see. Wheels down is plus skill. How skillful is Hannah? She is skilled. So 2, 6. I've got this 8, a 9.
9. So on a 7 to 9, you pring the plane and choose 2 consequences.
Well, it's already damaged, so I'm not taking that.
I don't know. There's some options that could kill people.
Yeah, well, being dead is also pretty uncool. Jeez, there are no good options. Let's see. So I have a move that is called Murky Past.
Ooh.
Whenever I want, I can reveal a secret to save the day, make an impression, or ruin someone. Could I use that to bump the 7 to 9 to a 10, like land elegantly, and I'm saving the day, or is that more in interpersonal situations? I mean, it could be like secret training.
Yeah, there's no mechanics of that other than the narrative effects.
It's not bumping a mixed result to a full result. It's
No.
just something happens.
Let me double check, but I believe that move is entirely narrative, where basically you got to just change the narrative because of it. If you
Bethany has a very great suggestion. So the consequence says my lack of skill is recognized as something.
right, and that move can help you get out of that situation.
Yeah. And the secret I would reveal.
Well, what I would recommend here is choose the options for the wheels down, and then based on what the fallout is socially, you can then use that move to help recover from it.
Oh, that makes sense. So So I choose the lack of skill. And the landing puts me and Dasha in immediate danger.
Okay.
Well, it says me, but Dasha is there.
Yeah. I think what happens is you come and Dasha's not doing so good. You come and you land, and your landing struts, which you didn't get to see from the air, were actually pretty damaged, and you land really rough on them. Like, this was not a good landing on your part. And what happens is one side of them just collapses under the shock, and you flip the plane. And since Dasha is bleeding and the plane is flipped, the medics can't get to you right away. So it's a desperate situation to get to you and Dasha. So everyone else is able to land, but now it's a communal effort to try to get Dasha and Hannah out safely. That sounds like a tempt fate. I'm going to let you guys choose.
Nobody is helping.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to let people decide who rolls it. If no one decides who rolls it, then it will be Dasha who rolls it. In that, can the support staff help? If someone else rolls it, you describe how you are going to try to fix the situation to save Dasha and Hannah.
So we landed okay, right?
Yes, everyone else landed okay. Basically, you guys were having Hannah land last because you knew that her plane was going to be problematic.
Okay. Well, I think Ferris steps up to like sprint after them because, I mean, you're there for each other or not, and she's the new guy on the team, so she is has something to prove, and I mean, she doesn't want to see a death immediately, so hey, gotta do everything she can to help her get Dasha out of there.
So you're going to try to so you're going to rush in there and try to make a space for them to get to crawl out?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you roll the tempt fate then?
Yeah, I mean, sure. It's not like it's going to go bad.
Nothing ever goes bad in war.
That's a 6.
That's a 6, and we are out of mission pool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're trying to lift the wing of the plane,
Mm-hmm.
and the frame that you're holding it by breaks and falls, and basically jagged metal falls and kind of just slices you open. Take 2 harm.
Okay.
Does someone else want to try to save?
Sure, I'd try to go in and pull him out.
Okay.
1 by 1.
10.
10.
Nice.
Yeah, you go. You go, and rather than trying to lift the whole plane, I think you just try to break open part of the cockpit door, and you can help drag them out. So Dasha, 2 missions in a row, you're in the infirmary, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, but this time it was not your decision.
No, it was not. It was my role, though. I should just never roll during a mission.
Or maybe you should fly a mission for once, that maybe that will make all the
That would help,
difference.
yeah.
Okay, so I think we see how this mission rolled out in the super safe world of Soviet bomber pilots. I think it now is a great time for us to take a 5-minute bio break, regain our thoughts, and let's figure out what the aftermath of this is going to be.
Okay.
So yeah, 27 after is when we're back. So, thoughts so far?
Very interesting in the way, and like terrible rules.
It's kind of one of those games where it's like, okay, yeah, we're dealing with like little things at camp. Okay, we go on a mission. Oh my god!
Yes, exactly. I mean, I got out of there fine, but eventually, I kind of shoved off all the consequence to someone else.
That's what your move does. I actually realized just after I called for break that I did one of those consequences wrong. Hannah and Dasha were supposed to be shot down, not do the wheels down, which was my mistake. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping it up as, your plane went down on landing, which means good old Reliable is wrecked. That is not flying ever again. Oh, and the Soviet Army is taking note of that. So, speaking of which, now that Dasha is back, Dasha, mark that you have walked away from a wrecked plane. Because I believe that's how you get an extra advance between duty stations. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
The hard way. That's how I do it.
So Dasha, you are missing another debrief.
Yeah. Yeah. They're probably going to think that I'm getting out of them on purpose.
Well, I mean, it's as if you have a death wish or something.
Yeah.
Hannah, you are not in good condition, but they don't care about that. Someone has to pay the piper for a injured airwoman and a completely destroyed plane.
Yeah, chain of command. That's what I'm here for.
Yep. So we are at the debrief. And Petrova looks like she has lost all of her patience. She is tired of having to do these shitty debriefs with you, going over how did things go catastrophically wrong. The first time there was a traitor among the Steermists. The second time there was a hotshot that got herself and someone else hospitalized. This time, what the hell happened?
Well, the start of the mission was we were stymied by Sergeant. I'm blaming someone, by the way. Sergeant, let's see. Brian, you're kidding me. Sergeant Gordievskaya. Because she's unable or unwilling to point the rest of the planes to the enemy.
Ooh, that's harsh criticism. Ira, how do you respond?
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed. I just pulled you out of the plane you wrecked, and you're gonna say that bullshit?
That sounds like an acting up.
It does, and like a hooligan.
Yep,
is my impression.
Sounds very much like a hooligan thing to say.
Fair enough.
Hey, your luck is good.
No, I haven't rolled that yet. That's what the dice were on.
Oh, I was just looking at
my
your character.
Yeah. Another 13.
Jesus.
Yes. So on a 10 plus, you get to choose two. It's either make somebody do what you want, ensure that there are no consequences for acting up, or add one to the mission pool.
Um, well, we got to add one to the mission pool because I feel like you just always need to do that if you can. So it's like I will. I will ensure that there are no consequences for acting up.
So yeah, you are basically saying, calling Hannah an ungrateful bee. And yeah, Olga's going to say, she turn to Hannah and say, she did save your life.
Well, we wouldn't be in the situation. I wouldn't be lying, bleeding out in a wrecked plane if Ira would have done her job.
I did my job. We got there. My job was to get us to the target. We got to the target.
Yeah, with no petrol left, so that we had to hastily, do a shit job. Next time, just leave me in the plane. If that ensures that we get to the mission on time and with all the petrol.
Wow. Wow, harsh words there. So here's where we are. We have one plane wrecked, one pilot hospitalized, and one airwoman dead. You look around, you notice Sophia's not in the debrief.
Sophia's dead?
Took shrapnel to the jugular. Vera probably never was in such a rush to help out. She never even noticed how quiet Sophia was. She was dead before. She was dead before you landed.
Oh shit!
Hannah shoots a dirty look at Vera.
The whole mission was a mess, from start to finish. This is how you operate? Fine.
I'll be honest. The NKDV will probably investigate this, given the heavy losses that this unit keeps on seeing. Or this section keeps on, or this squad keeps on seeing.
Well, what I see is 3 successful missions with the worst crap that the Soviet Union can give its pilots.
I'm not going to argue that. Look, I didn't say it was fair that you will be that you'll likely be blamed for this, but don't think that High Command is going to take responsibility for these types of situations when they can pass the blame on to you.
Well,
I'd recommend you start preparing yourselves. There's nothing that has been determined yet, but I've seen it happen enough times. They're probably going to come sniffing around soon. Dismissed. Get yourselves cleaned up.
Okay, Hannah leaves. What's the? Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I want to say like Farah leaves as well, but like she moves to a like quiet spot and screams out of frustration. She blames herself. Go ahead.
Yeah, what is the ceremony for a fallen comrade? Is there any kind of like, would there be a funeral or something?
They'll probably during the during the late afternoon, there will probably be some small service right before the meal. But it's the middle of a war zone. There's not much to say. There's not much that they can do. It's basically like, yes, this is the reality. People die. By the way, there's some marks that went around. So I know how to drive the fiction. What marks did people take?
Mm. Maybe options here.
Wow, I just realized this. Dasha, you've taken a mark every mission.
Every mission, I get a mark. Yeah. Let's see. What's a good mark? I still have a few non-awful ones left. Not many.
One of them is advance and grow, which gives you, in advance right there on the spot.
Given my rolling lately, it probably would be best to take that.
All right, so you get to choose one of the advances on the character sheet document.
Okay.
And we'll, once you've chosen what, we'll figure out the fiction of how to make that work.
Okay.
Horst, you also have some marks to choose. I believe 2.
Is it?
Yes, one from yourself and one that the Raven gave you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. Thanks, man.
Ravens are so nice.
Well, I take tell a war story because I wanted to do that last time. And yeah, I don't know. Either advance and grow or speak truth to power. I also like spread a vicious rumor. They're all nice.
Nice.
But yeah, I take advance and grow.
Advance and grow. Okay, excellent. So yeah, it is early in the morning. The sun has just risen. And you're facing the somber truth that well, a couple of somber truths. One, this war is not going so well for you. That death is very real, and that your own nation may soon be looking to may soon be treating you like the enemy. So we already know that Vera is very frustrated over this. Dasha, you're in the infirmary again.
Yeah.
You obviously haven't heard, about.
Oh yeah, I have no idea
about the NKVD, but you do see in the bed next to you that in the them putting on the bed next to you on a stretcher, Sophia, and she has gone pale. Her face is just an empty expression. Blood is all like her whole neck is just covered in blood.
Do I see anybody like around working, or?
Yeah, one of the nurses, after setting her down, basically on the table, does the sheet over the head thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't say anything. I'm just like, oh shit, this is this is the first of our squad who has died. We thought that we were worried that Hannah might be dead, but she returned triumphantly, and that sort of brief being hit with reality was like ended with, oh hey, everything's good, everything's cool, nothing bad happened, right?
Yeah. Well, except the NKVD coming in, but
yeah,
you actually notice that the wound that it looks like she bled from, they're currently stitching up your neck in a similar area.
Yeah,
it was probably really close. Like you were almost Sophia there.
Yeah, yeah. I think the whole I think Dasha's idea of, oh, I'm gonna die for the good of my country, it's no big deal, it has definitely had a big dent just put in it.
Awesome. I'm gonna check a rule on it, but I think between sessions you can change the role that you have in the group. But I'm gonna double check that later. It might be between mission between duty stations. But yeah, is there anything you want to do while getting stitched up?
Oh well, I'll ask them about Hannah, because I probably didn't, and Vera, who were the other people injured in that plane crash. Yeah, so I'll ask about them. And
I mean, they still need to get bandaged up, but they're currently in the debriefing. They're not, they were not in critical condition.
They're not dead. That's good. That's yeah. I was worried about that for a minute.
You, however, need to rest. We're tired of seeing you here, Dasha.
I'm tired of seeing you too. No offense, but I'd rather not be here as
Look,
well.
I am offended because when I see you, I want it to be over vodka, not over stitches.
I'll buy the vodka next time.
So yeah, you guys get out of the debrief. Hannah, what do you want to do after the debrief?
Yeah, I need to prepare for the NKVD, and I also want to prepare for the funeral. However small or insignificant it is, it does matter to her because she was shut down with Sophia, so there's a certain bond.
So are you skipping sleep to prepare for all of this?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
not a good idea.
Ira, you come out of the debrief, and your friend has gotten off of its twine. And it was like really excited, and then it sees your face, and it just kind of like comes and like leans against your leg and is like not trying to play anymore.
Yeah, I kind of pat its head, but I think Dash is the most injured, so I probably want to check on her before I do anything. And so, yeah, I just tell it, remember, stay out of my way or I will shoot you.
Oh, the dog's following you to the infirmary.
Yep.
Farah is also planning to go to the infirmary.
Okay, yeah, you can all meet up in the infirmary.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to check Dosh out, make my bedside manner.
Before you can get into the infirmaries, the nurses won't let the dog come in, and the dog bites and snaps at them every time they try to block its way. So you're kind of at an impasse where you either have to convince the nurses to back down or convince the dog to stay.
I mean, telling the nurses, like, this is not mine. He's following me, but I can't. What do you want me to do?
I mean, it's obviously your dog.
He's not my dog.
Look,
I mean, as long as he.
Oh, go ahead.
As long as the dog is at Iris, it's not going to harm anyone else. So why don't you let him in? I mean, might be well for the.
It's not.
For the
It will cause infection. I mean, look, that dog has mange.
Well, it may seem that way, but I mean, Ira's not dying of it.
No, that's actual mange in that dog's fur. This is not just calling a dog a mangy mutt. That dog has mange.
Ira?
Yeah, no, it does.
Oh, so why are you keeping it around?
I'm not in charge of. I mean, I'll shoot it if everyone wants me to shoot it. I'll shoot it. I'm not in charge of the dog.
They're like, whoa! We didn't say to shoot the dog, just to keep it outside.
It's your infirmary. You keep dogs in or out of it as you please. It doesn't matter to me.
Look, can you make sure it doesn't bite us?
I mean, by shooting it, yeah.
Instead of shooting it, you can just muzzle it.
I don't have a muzzle. I don't.
Look.
I mean, do you have something I can tie it up somewhere?
Look. Here's some bandage that needs to be cleaned anyhow. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if I can tie it up, I'll just tie it up again. I don't expect it to work for very long, but.
Okay, so I'm gonna flip back. Hannah, were you not going to the infirmary, or are you with them?
Oh no, Hannah's going to the barracks, and she's preparing a written statement with a lot of quotes from Das Kapital or some other sacred text.
So Morova comes and interrupts this your writing, and she's furious.
I need dirt on Rover.
You bitch. And she's actually like going to grab you by the hair and drag you out of the barracks. If you let her.
But I don't. I try to slip away from her.
I'm gonna say that's acting out like a lady. You're avoiding a confrontation. And you're not acting like a soldier would, and you're not acting like a hooligan would. So yeah, I think that sounds pretty ladylike.
Let's see how ladylike Hannah is. That is a 7. Let's see. Well, it's a 7 to 9. How is it? It's plus.
Plus guts.
Ooh. Oh yeah, it is a 7.
Okay. So either you make somebody do what you want, you ensure there's no consequences for acting up, or you get to add to the mission pool.
Yeah, I want her to leave me alone, and there might be consequences, and there's no one for the mission pool, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you slip away, but you know the wrath of Morova is still out there. So back at the infirmary.
So we managed to ditch the dog temporarily?
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to make the dog an annoyance, not something that like prevents you from doing things.
Well, it's the fine line of not enough of an annoyance for me to actually shoot it. Just barely.
I was gonna say you could use bandages, tape its mouth shut like an alligator, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, so you can makeshift a muzzle like that.
I just kind of picture from now on, whenever you cut to either she's got her gun out, she's about to shoot the dog, and then something interrupts, and it gets like spared for another day.
And the thing is no one wants you to shoot the dog. They think it's your dog.
Yeah. Dogs are gonna outlive us all. Okay. Yeah, I want to check out Dasha if I can, and probably if this is a chance to speak to Dasha alone, I'd probably reach out as well and have a conversation about what I've seen.
It might be, but right now Vera's in the room.
Yeah,
exactly.
So for now, I just roll my bedside manner if I can. That's a 12.
Okay. So I believe that means it's not as bad as it seems. So, Dasha, you've got 1 less harm.
All right.
By the way, so I can work it into the fiction. What did you take as your advance, Dasha?
Actually, I had been looking that up to see what you use these various things for. Oops. I don't know what I just did there. Where are my advance? Yeah, let's see. I don't know whether to take move a been too many windows open here. Sorry. Where is my list of? Oh, list of moves is right here in the character sheet. That would be helpful. Okay.
Yes.
If
If you need some time to think about it, that's fine. We can move on to other things. I just wanted to make sure that, if you've given it some thought, you can let me know at some point in case I need to work it into fiction.
Oh, well, this is probably the best or the one with the most, obvious fictional support is the move Intense Navigation, because I've had a lot of practice navigating lately.
Okay, yeah, you can certainly take a move, and that doesn't even mean that I have to change any fiction.
Great.
So yeah, you've got some company in with you in the infirmary. There's Ira and Vera, and they're cheering you up, and you're feeling a lot better.
Yeah, this is good. It's yeah, it's also like it's funny because I have so far been, both marked and injured every mission so far, whether it was a success or not. So at this point it's like all I can really do is make like stupid jokes about it.
So the rumors are true.
Which rumors?
Well, I mean, that there's always something interesting to. Well, that flying with you guys is a different experience.
Yeah, you could say that. That's definitely true. And honestly, if that's the worst rumors about us, we're doing great.
Yeah, I'm glad Ira got you out safely.
Yeah, me too. Ira is has some kind of like magical. I don't know how she does it, but she's always like just appears when you need her. It's an amazing skill.
It's kind of the opposite of
how she does it.
Right?
Yeah, maybe that knows that about her.
So what's his name, Ira?
What?
Your little buddy.
God.
I don't know.
Why not? That's cruel. Should give it a name.
I'll just make it harder to shoot him if I have to shoot him, which I probably.
Why would you want to shoot him?
Coming up with reasons not to shoot him are harder.
He seems to be giving you plenty of reasons himself. Come on, next time the guys from the other squad give you a hard time, just stick the dog on him. Come on. It's good to have around.
That's a great idea.
That would work. Vera's pretty injured too, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Yeah, it's not that bad. But I mean, if you assist, I mean, Sasha or Dasha said you are a good influence, so.
It's another 13. Yeah.
A good night's sleep, which you're not getting right now. and you'll be all right.
Well, did you guys know Sophia well? What's she like?
She was. I don't know how old she really was, but she always seemed very young and very afraid. She was always afraid to fly in which plane was that? In 281, she claimed it was cursed.
A cursed plane?
You know, sometimes her premonitions were right too. You know.
She thought Yellowtail was going to get her. Her premonition was wrong there.
Yeah.
Sucks that she didn't make it.
Yeah.
Gotta just pay them back, I suppose.
Yeah. That's about all we can do, right?
Yeah. So how hard is it to get vodka?
I would be a scrounge roll.
Okay. Because this seems the perfect moment to toast some vodka.
Yeah, if you want to try to scrounge, absolutely.
Yes, I would like that. I should roll so good all the time. This is a 7. Uh, 8.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference. So you do add 1 to the mission pool, and it but you have to choose 2 in order to make it happen.
Oh dear. Let's see. I suppose attract unwanted attention and incur debt.
Okay. Okay, I'll figure it out later. But yeah, you can get some, not just shit, not replacement. This is real, genuine Russian vodka. It's not necessarily like the most amazing vodka in the world, but this is not, you're not closing your eyes and pretending it's the real stuff. This is the real stuff.
Great.
And you guys get to share a drink.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to Hannah and give you a chance to do one more thing, and then I think it feels like we're probably where we should be at the end of the session. So, Hannah, you've run away from Marova for now, and you still want to have statements prepared and things like that. It sounds like. So, what's your plan at this point?
Yeah, I want to attend the funeral of Sophia.
Yeah, that will be after you guys have a chance to sleep. So there's probably at least 6 hours until that happens.
Yeah, then I go join the others and share my story about Sophia. It's like an impromptu, I don't know, like commemorance or whatever it's called of a fallen comrade. And yeah, I mean, are the others in the barracks when I come in?
No, I believe they're all drinking in the infirmary.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so she stands in the barracks and looks around. No one is there, and then she remembers that Dasha was injured. And she does she have to fight the dog to go in to the infirmary, or is it?
The dog is clawing at the infirmary door, trying to get in. And he's looking at you like piteously, like.
Yeah, I kick it.
Oh, that's totally acting up like a hooligan. Kicking a dog who is missing its owner. Oh, that's such a hooligan move.
Let's see. Oh wow, boxcars. When it matters.
Oh, yep. There will be trouble. Marova sees you kicking the dog, and she comes up to you and like finger right in your face. What the hell are you doing? You're killing your squad mates. You almost got Dasha killed again. You're wrecking planes. My God, you think you're this great section commander, but you're like the worst person ever. You're not a hero of the revolution. You're a fucking train wreck. And I don't want to touch a single plane that you're going to fly.
Before I answer her, boxcars is 2 6s. I just rolled a 13.
My mistake. I thought I was thinking snake eyes.
That's okay.
Okay. Nope. You kick that dog.
And it flies.
Damn it! I like I like that response instead. Oh well. So what 2 are you choosing?
Let's see. Well, I want the dog to disappear, and I probably feel emboldened by my heroic action, so I add 1 to the mission pool. And maybe Marova sees that I'm treating an animal in a very cruel way, and that's the consequence.
No, okay. So yeah, the dog wiggles. You kick the dog. It wiggles out of its makeshift muzzle, and it runs off towards the hangar.
Yeah, I shout a very dirty Russian swear word after it. And then Hannah enters the infirmary. So what's the scenery like when she enters?
I think we're toasting at the moment you enter. To Sophia.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Hannah takes I don't know, probably the vase where the flowers for Dasha were put in, and I what's it called? I spill the water that's inside and hold it up to get vodka.
Here you go. You deserved that after that crash. And lived.
Live another day or another night. You know, I was shut down with Sophia, and I wouldn't stand here if not for her. She, I don't know how she did it, but she fixed the goddamn plane. So to Sophia.
Wow, to Sophia.
Yeah.
And Hannah, in your ear, you hear Sophia's voice. Why didn't you save me? And I'm going to cut it right there.
Awesome.
Yes. Forrest, I did see what move you took. Awesome. Thank you, guys. That I think we're really building up the story that the game wants to tell. So I'm still very happy with how this has been going.
Jeroen, are you here for the next session as well?
I think I'm on the wait list, but
You never know. The wait
you never know.
list
Yes.
Yeah. Well, this time we went through like 4 people on the wait list. So yeah, you really never know. Well, awesome. Thank you all. I'm going to end the broadcast, and then we can debrief a little bit and take things from there. Debrief, of course, is optional.